Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. So, I have a new fur baby. Ooh, Freddie. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, he was sleeping literally for the past like hour. No, more like 45 minutes. And of course, I'm like, I'm going to go live. And now he's wide awake and feisty as can be. Come in. So I think eventually he'll settle down, but I wanted you guys all to meet him. His name is Freddie, and he's a Brussels Griffin. If any of you are familiar with the breed, yeah, look at him. He doesn't have an Instagram yet because we literally just got him yesterday, but he's going to. So I'll share that with all of you if you're interested and you love puppies and you want to follow him. But that's why I missed yesterday's live. Typically, I go live Mondays at 8 p.m., but literally it took hours. Woo, we picked him up yesterday. And so it's probably like a total of like 13-hour day drive there and back. So, long time. And by the time I got home, I was so tired. And yeah, no, I didn't sleep last night. So I'm running on fumes today, guys. So forgive me if the horoscope is a little, different than usual. But we've got a special guest here. Want to say hi, Freddie? Say hi. Hi. He's a Brussels Griffin. Yeah. Oh, let's put the camera down a little lower, Freddie. There you go. Now everyone can see you. So he's like chilling on a blanket, on my lap. He like literally just needs to be on you at all times, which is super cute. And also, he was born July 1st, 2023. So he's a Cancer sun. So that adds to the clinginess, of course. And Sag moon. So even though, he'll be emotional and clingy and nostalgic, like a Cancer sun, he has a Sag moon, so he has an adventurous streak as well. And I mean, I'm a Scorpio sun, so it's so compatible, right? And I have a Cancer rising as well. And it's so funny. So in astrology, the sixth house actually is where small pets live. So mine is in Sagittarius. So his moon is in the area of pets for me, which is so funny to see that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I should get his birth time as well. I don't know his birth time on his papers. It's July 1st, but I'm going to ask because I want to know his rising sign. And he also has Venus and Mars and Leo because he was born during that Venus Mars conjunction. So he loves to have fun. I have a Leo moon, so I love to have fun as well too. So I think he's probably going to settle down so we can get to horoscope today. But honestly, I really wanted to go live and talk about what's coming up, not only this week, but we're really going to talk about Scorpio season, and we're going to talk about the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Excuse me. Oh my God. Lunar eclipse in Taurus. And I realize I think I incorrectly named this live stream. So I'm going to change that. I don't even know if I can change that right now, but after it posts, I'm going to change it. This is how tired I am and how much I've been doing the past couple of days. But let's see, can I change it? Oh, sweet, I can change it. I'm literally just going to change it now. All right. So lunar eclipse in Taurus. Again, I'm warning you all, like I am on fumes right now, but I really wanted to come on and go live. So I'm just going to fix these two things. LOL. Wow. So hopefully that worked. Oops. And now I'm playing the video out loud. Okay. All right. So I changed that. Sorry, guys. But it is a lunar eclipse in Taurus that we have coming up on Saturday. And that is super important too. So I wanted to come on and talk about these, even though I have my hands full right now, and really give you a good download on not only what is coming up for Scorpio season, the lunar eclipse in Taurus, but also what's coming for each of the 12 zodiac signs. Of course, I always say this. Sometimes lately I haven't been repeating it because I always mention this in my horoscopes, but you should watch your rising sign. It's going to make the most sense for you. You also can watch your sun sign, of course. That's determined by your birthday. Rising sign is determined by your birth time. And you can look at your moon sign if you'd like. Sometimes that aligns with people, but rising sign is going to make the most sense. So now that Freddie is sleeping, let's leave him, leave him to it. So funny. Also, Freddie's name, he's named after Freddie Mercury from Queen, but also it's kind of an astrology name a little bit because Mercury, of course, is the planet of communication. And it goes retrograde every year, 3 to 4 times a year. So that's why we named him that. Super fun. It's like not an overtly astrology name, but a little bit. All right. So yeah, so I'm going to go over generally what Scorpio season. We're going to go over the lunar eclipse in Taurus, and then we're going to go over the 12 zodiac signs. And I'm also going to tap into the cards if Freddie allows me to touch a card, because I touched some cards earlier and he wanted to bite them. So we'll see if that works, if that happens. But this is a really, really impactful season ahead. Of course, this is my season. So happy Scorpio season to all my Scorps out there. And I'm November 13th. I don't know if you want to comment down below when your birthday is. I know a lot of Scorpios watch and follow. So happy Scorpio season. This is my little early birthday present here. All right, so let's get into what's coming up here. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I already warned this is going to be a little out of order, but I want to say some announcements, actually. So, a couple things. The text tribe. So before I went live, I actually texted my text tribe that I was going to do so. And this is a great way to keep in touch with me for free, of course. If you want to know when I'm going live, when I'm having an in-person event, when new things are going down, when new launches are happening, you're also going to get premium access to certain workshops. So I'm planning some exciting workshops coming up, and Text Tribe members get to pop in and they get in for free. So I think you all want to join. And what else with the Text Tribe? I also do different downloads on the upcoming important astrological events. There's empowering tips, but it's really a great way for me to keep in contact with all of you. The algorithm is not really that great on honestly across the board. It's okay, but this is a great way for us to keep one-on-one communication. So in order to join the Text Tribe, you can text Lilith to 877-624-9350. It's right down below. And of course, we've got Black Moon Lilith Rising, my new book that came out October 3rd officially. And this is all about how to unlock the power of the dark divine feminine through astrology. The goddess, I should say the dark goddess, Lilith, and how she shows up in astrology through the 12 astrological houses and the 12 through the zodiac signs and an aspect. I did study some specific aspects. So definitely want to pick that up. That's down in the link below. And I do also have my webinar that's free available to people who purchase both the book And then we also have the Oracle deck, which is accompanying the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. And that is also available. And if you purchase both and you head to the link down below, you can submit your information and receive the free workshop, Self-Empowerment, Lilith, and Alchemy, completely free with the purchase of both. And it's a great mate. It kind of sets you up on how to use both of these, how to read the book, how to use the cards, and tap into them on a deeper level. So that is now available. And it's also, you can literally click on that same link if you haven't bought it yet. And I have listed all of the retailers as well. That's down at the bottom of the page. So you can check that out. It's at lilithastrology.com as well. But it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Waterstones, basically wherever books are sold. Trying to remember the name of the one in Australia, but I can't right now. But all of them are linked down below. Yeah, it's available in the US, UK, Australia, and it also is going to be available in India, but that's going to be in another 6 months. So when that is available, I will be announcing that to all of you. Let's see, any other announcements? Oh, okay. So readings are open. I am booking clients. I have my books open. So if you'd like to get some one-on-one time with me, I'm doing 15-minute sessions. If you have a quick question or you need some help choosing electional dates, doing some electional astrology, or if you have had readings with me before and you just want a quick update or you have a quick question, that's a great time slot to pick. I also have 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then 60 minutes for people who, if you've never had a reading before and you want me to go soup to nuts and really dive deep into your chart, that is a great one to choose as well. So we are also going to tap into the Black Moon Lilith Oracle today, alongside some other cards as well. I always mix in, depending on the vibe of the Zodiac sign. So readings, and then also Black Moon Lilith Collective. So if you all have been in with me for a while, you know that that used to be a paid private membership service. And I decided after the launch of the book that I wanted to open this up and make this more of a editorial free offering. We're going to also have workshops coming up as well, and just a lot of fun stuff. I'm slowly rolling out the new content. I'm really kind of just getting off of this books launch, I should say. There's 2 of them. And of course, we have Dear Freddie here now as well. So kind of coming off of that, but I am doing some light weekly horoscopes on Black Moon Lilith Collective. But if you watch this every week, you're getting the download on what's going on anyway. But you can check that out at lilithastrology.com. And there you can also sign up for emails. So another thing about my text tribe as well is that this is US and Canada right now. This is just the service that I use. That's what's available right now and budget wise. But if I do open up internationally, I will let you all know. I've gotten some emails about that. But I advise everyone who doesn't live in the US to subscribe to my email list, because that is another great way to keep up with me and also to beat the algorithm of not necessarily receiving announcements right away. So that's all of my announcements. So let's get into the astrology. So we had Scorpio season starting yesterday, and this is when the sun moves into the sign of Scorpio. And we're now gearing up for the lunar eclipse in Scorpio's opposite sign of Taurus. So a lunar eclipse is the same. No, it's not the same. The lunar eclipse is the full moon on steroids. That's what I like to say. The lunar eclipse is basically, it's a full moon, but it happens within 10 degrees of the nodes of the moon. So interestingly enough, even though there are scientists that are like, oh my gosh, I saw like Neil deGrasse Tyson just like trashing astrology, and you like literally don't even know anything about it, never gotten a reading. And it's funny that, you know, they're all about eclipses every 5 minutes now. And quite literally, you can't have eclipses without the nodes of the moon. And the nodes of the moon are an abstract concept. There are mathematical calculations in space. So anyway, this rant aside. But we have the sun entering into Scorpio. So this is initiating a new season. And we're truly in the transitional time of fall. This is all, especially for the Northern Hemisphere. But if you're in the Southern Hemisphere as well, it's transitioning you into the opposite season. So we're really like finding out what areas of life are needed to transmute and transcend during this season. Scorpio is a sign about transformation. And I know it's saying transformation about the sign of Scorpio can be a bit cliche. Everyone says it, but that's truly what it's about. We can also say change, but Scorpio is about the transmutation and transformation of one's consciousness, of the soul, of the world, of the reality that is around you. It represents alchemy. So if you are a Scorpio sun, so I just saw someone in the chat saying, do you have a Scorpio sun? Yeah, November 9th. So your sun sign quite literally represents alchemy. I mean, this is why I do what I do, because it's my life path. It's quite literally in my chart as a Scorpio. So Scorpio, when it's triggered in the season, and when you are a Scorpio walking around in the world, you are triggering transformation and change around you at all times. So I was like, why don't I get paid for it, right? Like, why don't I just like get really good at this and channel and do do what I do? But that is what Scorpio is. It's about the transmutation of realities and the transmutations of people and energies. It represents death. Death is change. It represents how we can shift and transform into something else. It represents not only death, but like a card that it reminds me of. And I actually want to, let me just try to find it. Not only the death card, because that represents Scorpio in tarot, but it also reminds me of the Tower card in tarot. And basically, both of these cards represents ripping down realities, ripping everything down, burning it all down, shifting and changing. Like you can't have anything new without, without this. You can't have any changes without this. It's interesting because we've got 13 here. I'm like, my birthday is November 13th. So I'm quite literally the death card for all of you. But this doesn't signify just physical death, of course. This is about change. This is about complete new realities. And that's what this Scorpio season is all about. All of you are wherever it's happening in your chart, and we're going to go over that after the general forecast. But it's about life change and transformation this month. I'm like trying to find the tower. You know what? I bet you the tower is going to come out in one of the readings because it popped into my head. So yeah. Yeah. So it'll come out. But the death card quite literally represents Scorpio in the major arcana of the tarot. So we are all entering into change and shifts. And this all has started. So now let's go over the lunar eclipse in Taurus, because I feel like I can't talk about Scorpio season and why it's significant without this, because the sun in Scorpio is a huge part of this eclipse. And I'm actually going to pull up the chart. Let's pull it up. All right. All right. So you can't have the lunar eclipses without the nodes. And this lunar eclipse is actually signaling the final eclipse in this cycle of Taurus and Scorpio that has occurred since November 2021. So think back to what occurred for you around November 2021. What was like a big theme for you? And this was a story, this was a continuation over the past couple years. So eclipse cycles in two signs are there for about 18 months because that's the nodal cycle pretty much. So this is the last one because the nodes have switched since July to Aries and Libra. So now we are finishing it off. So this is an out of sign conjunction. Basically, it's now ending that final push, and then we are really full-fledged in Aries Libra axis. We did experience the last eclipse was in Libra, and then we experienced an Aries eclipse in May. So let's just like talk about what this eclipse is about. So eclipse portals, I'll call them, last for 6 months after the eclipse takes place. So it's not like the eclipse is happening and then everything is changing on that day, right? Like it takes 6 months. So I quite literally, though, it depends on your chart. I'm a Cancer rising. The moon is extremely powerful to me. And then also I'm a Scorpio sun. So I actually can feel eclipses like the day of sometimes. And some of you may feel that. You may feel like the life change starts triggering on that day. But then for some of you, it could take 6 months to complete and play out. But this is a resolution of what started November 2021. So you got to look at where you have Taurus and Scorpio in your chart. And if you're a Scorpio sun, and if you are a Taurus sun, moon, rising, same with Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, this is going to impact you the most out of everyone else. Secondarily, this also is going to majorly impact Leo and Aquarius because they are fixed signs. And depending on where you have those in your chart, it's squaring. So it's going to come and bring complete change and shifts. So wherever you have these two zodiac signs in your chart, that's where you're going to experience change in those areas of life over the next 6 months. So the moon in Taurus is actually exalted, and that is what's great about this lunar eclipse. The axis between Taurus and Scorpio teaches us that we cannot have darkness without the light. Taurus being the light, creation, abundance, material, and Scorpio quite literally representing the dark feminine. And it represents, of course, death, like I said, change, chaos, crisis, transmutation, and alchemy. So we've had the Scorpio South node before the nodes changed into Aries and Libra since November, well, since the summer of 2021. And the South node was Scorpio. So South node represents what you must shift. Some astrologers I've seen say it's like what you must kill in your life. And I think that's a little bit intense. Even for me as a Scorpio, I'm like, no, it's not about what you must kill in your life. It's really about what must transform and change completely. What new reality, in order for a new reality to come in order for abundance to come in order for opportunities to come in that are represented by the Taurus, or in order for these things to come into your material realm, something must change. And that is what Scorpio in the South node has represented since 2021. So now with the sun here, and the nodes are out of Scorpio, with the sun here, now it's really all about the change is happening now. It's the resolution. It's resolving what was triggered back then. And we've got an exalted Taurus moon, which is positive, actually. This is one of the best positions for the moon to be in. The moon is also extremely comfortable in Cancer, but Cancer is not really a part of this story. Taurus is where the moon really shines. That's what exaltation means. And we've got Jupiter retrograde here, like a few degrees away from this moon. And Jupiter represents growth, prosperity, luck, and abundance. And it's in the sign of Taurus, and it's retrograde. So this can be opportunities things that you have invested in, time you put into something for the past couple of years, now coming to fruition and bringing growth. So with change, with loss, also comes growth and opportunity. So this is kind of like, yeah, it's, you can't have the darkness or you can't have the light without a little bit of darkness and without some alchemy. So we've got the moon, we've got Jupiter here, and this is in opposition to the Scorpio sun, and we've got Mercury and Mars. So this is also, we've got Mars here as a trigger, the sun's a huge trigger, and we've got Mercury. So this is like communication coming in, change, contracts that may come up that completely transform certain things for you. Maybe conversations, conflict that comes up that finally you're like, you know what, enough's enough. I've got to head towards my value. I've got to head towards my self-worth. This crap that I've been putting up with is just no longer in alignment. And I'm going to go, I'm going to stand down on my value and my worth and change situations that are just no longer in alignment with me, that are just no longer serving me. And I'm not going to agree to these patterns that are just not, they're not healthy for me. A lot of you are really going to be going through those types of thought processes about this. But this is a really transformative, again, not to use that word again, but it truly is really, really transformative. And especially if you have Scorpio and Taurus heavy in your natal chart. So both of those zodiac signs, we've gone through so much change over the past couple of years. Like if you just take a look at your life right now and your life in, say, early 2021 or 2020, completely different. And some of you went through some serious losses, It wasn't all sunshine and roses during this eclipse cycle. And that's what this Scorpio Taurus axis teaches us, is that we can't have that abundance and the good things in life without experiencing challenges and crisis to make us transform and make us change in order to be ready to receive those things. So that is really what Scorpio season is about this year, is this lunar eclipse, because it's activating not only Taurus but Scorpio as well, and it is the final one. And you're not going to experience this. It's like another 19 years. So these eclipse cycles are about 19 years. You experience them, and it comes through, swoops in, transforms things, and then it sets you on that new path. Another thing that I do want to talk about as well is if you have the nodes of the moon, even though they are no longer in Scorpio and Taurus, if you have them in your chart, this eclipse is coming again to activate them as well. So be aware of that. Even if you don't have planets in Scorpio and Taurus, but you've got the nodes of the moon, you can check out your chart or book a reading to see more about that. But that is also going to be activated. But if you have the North Node in Taurus specifically, this is like, this next 6 months, it's like setting you on the right path after much challenge and much crisis and change over the past couple of years. This lunar eclipse is coming to really set you on that path, whether it's towards prosperity, whether it's towards relationships that truly value you and your worth, whether it's towards advocating for yourself when you may not have done that before and changing those patterns. But this is a great time of personal growth. All right. So let's get into the 12 zodiac signs. And I'm going to pull some cards. Hopefully Freddie lets me. For any of you that are late to the live stream, we've got Freddie joining us. He's my new little puppy, but he is sleeping, thank goodness, because literally right before I got on, he was like going off, like, and I was like, am I going to even be able to go live? Like I had to clean up some accident happened. He went outside and then came back in, and it just all went up in smoke. But he's a puppy, so he's not trained at all. That's what we're working on. So Let's see if Freddie lets me do the cards. But let's get into each of the signs. All right. So we're going to start with Aries, of course. Aries, Aries, Aries. So for Aries, what deck am I going to use? All right. For you, because Aries has been going through some shifts. So I'm going to do, because, the North Node is actually in your sign right now. So Scorpio and Taurus, you're now being let off the hook over the next 6 months. But Aries and Libra, you've got a ways to go. You've got like about 12 more months of this. So I'm going to use the Black Moon Lilith Rising. Well, Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. This is my deck. And if you didn't see the beginning of the live stream, you can check that out down on the link below. So Aries. This week, you're really going to focus on your financial life. So, and actually not just this week, but over the next 6 months, because this is the final eclipse in Taurus in that area of your life. This is your second house. This is for Aries rising most specifically. So be prepared for a final resolution in some of these challenges that you've experienced since November 2021. This is going to be how you handle your resources, how you manage your finances. And I think a lot of you are really going to transform and change how you share resources if you are in a serious partnership or if you're in a marriage. There is going to be a positive transformation in that. Some of you are also going to have some opportunities for financial shifts and positive just breakthroughs in your work over the next 6 months. And that has been going through so much upheaval since November 2021. So the first card, we've got Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius. And this is about freedom and liberation. So some of you may have this natally in your chart, but this is signaling a lot of you are really freeing yourself from other people that may have kept you down, maybe your own thoughts that have kept you bound to a certain reality, a certain way of being, bound to just a certain way of earning a living and supporting yourself financially. Maybe you really thought like, oh, I can only do this, but I can't really step outside of my comfort zone and do something else. Maybe you felt really restricted in what you do. And now this next 6 months is coming to really liberate you from a lot of that. And I'm actually going to tap now. I'm feeling into the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Yay. Oh, here comes Freddie. Yes, quite literally. See, I told you guys. So quite literally, this is the 10 of Wands here. And this quite literally means an uphill battle, a lot of work, putting in blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of effort. This has been over the past couple years for you, Aries. So you're liberating yourself from this, because I think also a lot of you may have had a story that you need to work hard for your money, because this full moon lunar eclipse is about money for you. I mean, it's about money for a lot of people. And I mean, sometimes people get triggered when I say this because, yeah, whatever. If you believe that you have to work hard, that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. If you believe you have to put in blood, sweat, and tears, if you believe you have to work hard, that's what you're going to do. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to manifest. But if you spin it and it's about working smarter and not harder, you can really transform your quality of life and not feel like you're constantly burdened with a lot of work. And we pull the more empowered version of you, Aries. So we've got the Emperor. And this is quite literally Aries in the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot deck. Quite literally. So this makes sense with now the nodes shifted into your sign for the next year. You are all stepping up into this and out of this. into I work smart, I get residual income, I make money in my sleep. I don't have to work hard for my money. I'm a boss. That's what this is. And so I think this week could be a turning point for a lot of you. And two more cards actually came up. So you can see here, Page of Swords, and we've got the Nine of Cups. So this is really about stepping forth, being really empowered in your words. This could also be a negotiation of a contract. So you can feel more stable and secure and not be in this stress energy. It's now time to free yourself from this and step into bosshood and really working smart instead of working hard. All right. You like the cards, don't you? All right. It's Taurus. So Taurus, this is the most impactful eclipse season for you because it's quite literally in your sign. So in the spotlight for you are personal growth and relationships, because this is going to be a interplay between your first house and seventh house if you are a Taurus rising most specifically. But if you're a Taurus sun or moon, this is about your opposition. This is about the other in your life. And so a lot of you are really going to kind of step up into self-empowerment over the next 6 months. Maybe if you signed a new contract in 2021 or you entered into a new mindset in 2021, now this is going to really elevate that and push that forward. So this can be new connections coming through to really help you. This could be around your finances, around work and your career. But this is going to be an opportunity for growth for you over the next 6 months. And also relationships. So some of you, if you're single, a significant relationship may come in for you. That is transformative. And if you're in a relationship, there could be some seriousness. Maybe the relationship could be taken a step further than where it's at right now. And on the other end of the spectrum, some of you may decide to change certain things in the interest of self-empowerment and self-worth. Like maybe the person is no longer aligned with you anymore, and you've got to choose your value and your self-worth first. So for you, I'm going to choose the romance deck because we're talking about relationships. Interesting that I said that leaving in terms of your relationships, if the person is not respecting your worth. Pay attention to the red flags. So this card, it's about the signs that are cautioning you. So maybe some of you, whether it's a work collaboration or a contract or a love relationship, there may have been some things that come up that were serious red flags and you may not have paid attention to them over the past couple of years. But lunar eclipses are about illumination and about revealing of the truth. So some of you quite literally will now maybe start paying attention to the red flags and seeing like, okay, is this really in alignment with me anymore? Is this making me happy? Right, Freddie? Yeah. Again, love yourself first. So your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So you're choosing yourself. This is an eclipse, straight up eclipse in the first house, seventh house. It's about choosing yourself. And quite literally, I say this, I actually said this in a recent reading. Actually, I pulled this card in a recent reading, and the person had a Taurus moon. So, okay. And it was Trey accurate. She was like, yeah, that's accurate. This is time to really love yourself. Taurus, if it's your moon, if it's your sun, it's your life path to value yourself. And when you pour into yourself, when you value yourself, that's why Venus is the ruler of Taurus. Do you think Venus like lets a week go by without pampering herself or getting their nails done or making sure that you know, they're taking care of themselves, making time for themselves, you know, eating well, sensuality, smelling good, because Venus knows that when she pours into herself, other people will pour into them as well too. Who we attract is a reflection of how we treat ourselves. And I think a lot of you are finding that out during this eclipse cycle. Let's get one. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. That's not a word. I don't know what it is, right, Freddie? Yeah. The cards make him like the cards are like, he's like, what is going on? Interesting. So healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And this is wild because I pulled similar cards for this specific client. Of course, I'm not going to mention names out of privacy, and they had a Taurus moon, but healing family issues. So some of you may have attracted certain things when it comes to relationships, or even we can attract difficult collaborations in work and in our partnerships based on what we experienced as a child, and we normalize that type of behavior. So I think a lot of you are really going to feel like there's a highlighting of family things that are blocking you from truly experiencing the abundance and the self-worth that you truly deserve. So that is your reading, Taurus. And this is the last 6 months of this cycle since November 2021. So let's give a cheer, because I'm also excited that it's almost done as a Taurus, or as a Scorpio, not as a Taurus. All right, Gemini. So Gemini, the eclipse is activating your health, your well-being, your mental health, and it's also highlighting your work and hidden enemies. So some Geminis may have been going through just some quite literal workplace drama over the past couple of years. Maybe your work schedule has shifted a lot. Maybe the way you want to work, what you want to do, how you want to do it. This is also the realm of health and working out and food and our diet. So some of you may also be quite literally wiping the slate clean with those areas of your life and really changing that. Some of you are choosing your mental health. Maybe if you've been in a toxic work environment, that you've realized there's certain people that you cannot trust in that environment, you are making some moves forward in a different direction. And this is also really about the exploration of the spiritual realm, because you've got Taurus in your 12th house. So some of you might quite literally realize that your self-worth and your value is a shadow and something that has been spiritually keeping you in a work environment, in your where you live, in a relationship that you just don't want to be in. And so this eclipse is really asking you to really change those things that are just not healthy for you, that are not valuing you, and that are no longer in alignment. And people are included there as well. 6th and 12th house can be very serious when it comes to like hidden enemies and people that you can't trust, And so I think Gemini had a lot of that come out for you. So I'm going to use the Modern Witches Tarot deck for you all. This is the fun one already. The Modern Witches Tarot deck. Ah. Oh, wow. Okay. So right off the bat, we've got the 5 of Pentacles. So this is, again, this is the card of lack and not feeling like you have enough and feeling like you're in scarcity. Maybe there's been just some money challenges that some of you have been experiencing, or maybe it's not even just about finances. It's about value and self-worth and how you feel. And this has been a big theme for you. And this is going to be highlighted over the next 6 months with this eclipse. I know. Yeah, enough said. And I love how also this one, she didn't even put the author, Lisa Sterle, she didn't even put the numbers that this is. She just quite literally said everything is fine. So I think a lot of you Geminis have quite literally been feeling this. This is a card of anxiety. It's like TikTok doom scrolling, like stress, not feeling in alignment. This is quite literally the 6th and 12th house eclipse cycle that I was describing. So this is really just tough. You know, it's a tough placement to experience. But the thing that's great about it is that after the purge, after the release, after the transformation comes opportunity, and definitely a light at the end of the tunnel over this next 6 months. Right. King of Wands. So quite literally, you are stepping out of that, learning from the past, moving past just feeling anxiety, not feeling like enough, not understanding, why certain things haven't moved forward, not feeling great emotionally. King of Wands, stepping into that fiery, confident swagger. So some opportunity is coming in to really transform that. But the thing is that the 6th and 12th house axis really teaches us is that 6th house really represents our day-to-day reality, and the 12th house represents the spiritual realm and our subconscious and the things that are in that area of our life that is always overlooked ends up being projected into our reality and puts us in a loop of suffering. So this eclipse cycle is really highlighting that and is really going to trigger you to truly step into your confidence and step out of that. Right, Gemini? All right. Cancer. Oh my God, Freddie, this is for you. Freddie's a Cancer, by the way, for anyone new that has just joined. He's a little Cancer. July 1st. All right, Cancer. So, Cancer, this is about your creative projects. Creative projects, collaborations, friendships, rewards are also coming to the forefront. So, if you've been working on something for a long time, if you have been really putting a lot of investment and sweat equity into a creative idea or a side hustle, this 6-month eclipse period is really where you are going to shine. This is also a time of reconnecting with your network and people that you know and your social circles. And from that connection, you could be gaining some wisdom and some change. And I think the reason why also this eclipse cycle is a little bit easier, well, a bit easier on water and earth signs is because Taurus and Scorpio are earth and water. So they're really cohesive with you. Cancer, you are a water sign. It's just extremely cohesive with you. That's why Gemini is really, it's like about upheaval and change because they're an air sign. So all the water and the emotion and the depth is just intense. But Cancer, this is now a time of positive growth for you. And I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot for you all. And now it's also time, Cancer. It's like you're reaping the rewards of what you've been putting in. Can't make it up. The Sun card. The Sun card, right, Freddie? The Sun. So this is really stepping into creative, explosive, fiery, powerful, positive energy. And some of you might be really stepping into center stage with your work and what you do. You've got Aries in that area of your life, and quite literally, the nodes of the moon are pointing in that direction, Cancer. So it's a great time for Cancer stepping into the spotlight and really owning your creativity and your passions. Some of you may have Leo in your chart also, but we've got the Strength card here. Quite literally Leo energy. But again, this is about creativity, grabbing the creativity and really showing strength. This is really about just fresh perspectives and really stepping forward into the limelight. I mean, this is quite literally, yeah, this is coming out here. So accurate. Tarot sometimes like wild. Ooh, I don't want to take that one. Let's reshuffle. All right, a few came out that want to show themselves to you, Cancer. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles. And so, yeah, like I said, you have been working on something, putting in sweat equity, and you're cultivating now the fruits of your labor. And you've been in a holding period for some time. There's been a lot of stress. You're like, is what I'm doing going to be successful? Are people going to like it? Is this going to be in alignment for me long term? But it is, you know, now you're really stepping into the season where you're cultivating your harvest. You're cultivating your crops after a quite long winter. This eclipse cycle for you has really been about stepping into that. And quite literally also for some of you Cancers, not all, but the fifth house is the house that I'm specifically referring to, also represents things like children or fertility. So some of you might quite literally be going through something around that, or there might be some significant changes in the lives of your children over the next 6 months as well. So think back over the past couple of years, because this is a resolution of that cycle that started November 2021. All right, Leo. Leo, the focus shifts this eclipse cycle, well, eclipse season, between your career and family life. So this is about shifts in your professional life and also the dynamics within your home. So I think maintaining a work-life balance is going to be really important during this next 6 months, but a lot of you are really stepping up when it comes to your professional life. There may be new career opportunities. There may be some new opportunities to step into the spotlight. And some of you might quite literally be moving, changing homes, changing your location. And also matters around family can also be some big changes for you, Leo, in the realm of your family. That's another big one. So for you, Leo, I'm really feeling the rider weight for everyone today. I'm not even using my own deck. I used one card, but I go with what I feel when it comes to these. So yeah. So celebration, Three of Cups. So there may be something around your professional life that you are wanting to celebrate. And this could quite literally be launching a creative project, an idea, publishing a book, doing something that is just a little bit elevated than what you've been doing before, but nice celebratory season. And you're one of the signs that this eclipse is going to really affect because it's square. Taurus and Scorpio, they form a T square with you. And that is a alignment of change in astrology. So yeah, career changes, but it's going to be something worth celebrating. Oh, okay, and you get the death card. Some of you might have Scorpio in your chart, but this is pointing to change, transformation, complete shifts. And another thing too, so not only is this a card about celebration, Leo, but I also pulled the Devil card as well. This is Capricorn energy, but this is also about habits and patterns that have been holding you back from experiencing this transformation and elevation in your professional life. Maybe these old habits come from family, from the family dynamic or the home, and you're breaking down a lot of that. And maybe this could be around alcohol or drinking or as well, or like substances or just too much partying that may have kind of, Leos love to party. I'm a Leo moon, so I know a thing or two about that. But you might quite literally be transforming that and ripping that all down so you can really free yourself from this. But you're really also stepping into a time of elevation in your career, celebration, and really transforming old habits that may have been holding you back from really elevating those areas of your life. All right, Virgo. So Virgo, communication and higher learning are the themes to this eclipse cycle for you. So some of you may quite literally be teaching a course. You may be stepping up and sharing your skills. This could be spiritually. This could be in just what you are an expert in. Every Virgo I know is an expert in something. Like, even if they're not public with what they're expert about, they know a thing or two about practical solutions to things. So some of you may be stepping up into more of a teacher role. The 9th house is also about travel. So some of you Virgos might decide, I need to get outside of my comfort zone and really travel and get some new perspective, meet some new people, learn about some new cultures. That's going to transform my mindset and my consciousness. Some of you might be publishing as well. So this is interplaying with the 3rd house of communication and writing. So Virgo, you are ruled by Mercury. You are a talented natural writer. So some of you might be using those skills and really elevating that during this next 6 months. But think about, again, over the past couple years since 2021, what was a theme for you during these eclipse cycles? And that's going to tell you a little bit more about that. But it's time to really share your wisdom and your knowledge with the collective. You know what? I'm going to use my deck. Let's use the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. Right, Freddie? Yeah. You're being a good boy. All right. So we've got multiplication, your higher self. Interesting with multiplication as well. So you are a mutable sign and mutable earth at that. And Virgo is about multiplying. It's about the variation that exists in the natural world, that exists in the reality. And Virgos can multiply things because of that attention to detail and also that practical drive to truly work on something every single day. And that's also what this is, a phase in alchemy. So it says your higher self, that after you step into your higher self, you have to work at it every day. You can't just be like, oh, I'm stepping into my higher self and I'm elevating my consciousness and into the person who I am. But then you kind of throw it down and not make that a present thing that you work at every single day. It's kind of like, if you have certain health goals, you have to eat a certain way, or you have to take care of yourself, or you have to be conscious of certain things every single day. So Virgo is about that. It's about putting in the work. So it's not just about the overall vision. It's about the every single day steps that it takes to get there. So it's like even making this deck, you see the end result, you see the glitz, glam, fun, but there was also sleepless nights and hundreds of hours that went into it. But no one sees that, right? Only you do, Virgo. So over the next 6 months, a lot of you are going to really be tapping into that power and really honing your craft. That's how things get done. It's not just about manifestation. you can manifest it, but if you aren't going to do it every day, then it's going to not stick, you know? We've got to also be practical about our spirituality. We've got fermentation, patience, and maturity. Again, this is about taking our time, the day-to-day practical areas of life. And we've got Uranus, spark of genius and ascension. So yes, stepping up after. Also, a lot of you may have been working on something, maybe putting off quitting that job and stepping more into your spiritual path or what it is you want to do in your life that's just a completely different path than the one that you were on. And this last push in the Scorpio Taurus eclipse cycle is really going to set you on that ascension process to change it and to quit or to remove or to shift and really elevate yourself into your higher self. All right. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, financial matters and intimacy are at the center of attention for you during this eclipse cycle. So this is really about, it's like similar to Aries, where it's about your money, your shared resources, your finances, really what truly matters to you, what you value, how you are earning your money, what you're charging, what you're worth. If you're married or in a serious relationship, this is about how you share those material things in your life and how that's balanced and how that's, is it equal? Is it, are you receiving what I'm receiving and am I giving what you're giving? So some of those themes are really going to come up for you. And so it's really important to be open to change. And this week especially is going to encourage you to really start to explore what truly matters to you and if you're receiving your value in certain situations. And if you're not, you may change these situations and leave them, whether it's a person, a place, or a job. So I'm feeling the relationship. You're the sign of relationships. So, and also this is such a Venusian eclipse as well. This is like ending the Taurus eclipse cycle. So it's like all about money, relationships, value, or right. So for any of you Libras watching, Sun, Moon, Rising, we've got soulmate here. So some of you might quite literally be wondering if the person you're with, or wondering if you're not with anyone, where that is, because this is also the axis of intimacy and what we share when we are in these types of relationships. And it's saying yes. So some of you might quite literally over the next 6 months realize that someone is, and change and elevate how you share your life together, or wondering where that person is. But let's see, let's pull a clarifier for that. So we've got passion and we've got chemistry as well. So some of you Libras might quite literally be seeing someone with a strong magnetic connection. So the cards are saying to step into it with passion and really own that chemistry. So this is like the 8th house. It's all about sex and intimacy, joint resources. That's going to be transforming and changing for you, and could be in a good way, Libra. I want to tap into this actually. Wow. Okay. So we've got the Death card. Like I said, it's the 8th house, Scorpio energy, transformation, change. And maybe some of you have gone through an ego death, especially you've got the eclipses now, like Aries, they're in your sign. So a lot of you are going through just complete change when it comes to you and your relationships and what you want in those relationships. And through that, when you make space, that's when these types of relationships can come in for you if you're not holding on to those things from the past. We've got the Chariot, 10 of Pentacles, and Page of Pentacles. So this is career opportunity. This is leadership opportunities. So really like transformation is here for you, Libra. And not only in your relationships and you personally, but in your finances and in your money. And you may have been going through since 2021, just really serious challenges when it comes to finances. And now you are coming out on the other side of that. And you may also just attract some promising soulmate connections. So, all right, Libra. All right, Scorpio. I, of course, am going to use the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle for you guys. Happy Scorpio season, my fellow Scorpios, my favorite zodiac sign. Not biased. JK, I am. So not only is this important for Taurus, this lunar eclipse, but it's extremely important for you because the sun is in your sign and is a big part of this lunar eclipse. So this is the time, this is like literally, oh my God, you know that song, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Gotta let it show. Don't worry, I'm not getting into singing. But that's a song that kind of comes to mind for me when it's the Scorpio season. And not only that, this lunar eclipse. Because Scorpio, we have gone through since November 2021 complete shifts. It's been in our sun sign. So our life does not look the same. And now the Scorpio season, it's like your coming out party. Maybe some of you might quite literally be coming out, but you're really coming out as your true self. You're really embodying who you are. And anything that was holding you back from doing that, this next 6 months is really going to be stripped away. So this is about embracing your true self, and then also changes in relationships through this self-discovery. So a lot of you may be getting into serious partnerships or having them deepen or really transform in a positive way, but this is through the growth of yourself. And so, yeah, some of you might be like watching just a really exciting project or getting levels up at work or even leaving situations and exchanging them for something that is better and more in alignment. Good boy. Oh, he's getting used to the cards. Soon he's going to be running the lives and I won't even need to do it. All right. So we got your planetary ruler, actually, Scorpio. We've got Mars again, drive, passion, and energy. And this card is really about that. And so Mars is actually in Scorpio right now as well. So a lot of you are feeling extremely driven. And this is going to be a time where it's like if you felt some stagnancy, this Scorpio season, things are really going to ramp up. And I know that, I mean, I don't know. I'm an introvert, extrovert, because I don't know, my Leo moon, I guess, rules my chart. But we've gone through really like a hermit period, Scorpios, and this next 6 months, and especially this season, we're really going to come out of that cave. So a lot of you are really going to feel that. We've got Mercury. Mercury is another big part of this lunar eclipse. Mercury in Scorpio with Mars, communication and truth. So some communication, some contracts could be coming your way as well, Scorpio. And those are some of the things that are going to get the ball rolling with the opportunities that are coming your way so that you can truly shine and step into who you are. Divine Loyal Goddess. So we've got the Mary Magdalene card. And this is a card about stepping into yourself. So it's like when we think of Mary Magdalene, she, you know, some say she was the wife of Jesus. She was the head of his spiritual movement. And then in modern history, you know, it was demonized by the church. And she was basically painted as like, oh, she was a prostitute, whatever, and she wasn't she was a scorned woman, but now, you know, she was saved, da, 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 da. And that's not really the truth, but it's like a lot of you may have dealt with just some trials and tribulations when it comes to stepping into the spotlight, when it comes to stepping into your regalness, your queendom, your kingdom. And this next 6 months is going to change a lot of that. And you may also hear from, for some of you, you may also hear from some people in the past that are bringing forth some opportunities to you. Maybe things that you thought weren't going to happen or weren't going to work. They're going to come back around again in your sphere over the next 6 months. All right, Scorpio? All right, Sag. So Sagittarius, the focus is on your health and your internal spirituality during this lunar eclipse 6-month period. So this is a time where you're going to be releasing old thought patterns. Maybe there has been just some anxiety, or mental bondage and things that have really been keeping you from thriving and feeling truly like yourself. Maybe some of you have been really putting in the work as well. We got 6th house Taurus, and grinding and working truly hard. And, you know, Sag, you're a sign that also you love to have fun. You can grind it out, but at the end of the day, you also do need some time to restore and rest. So that's what the 6-month period is about, is really transforming that through your mindset and through your daily practices and your daily life. And this is also the area of work. So some of you might be changing your work environment for the better. Some of you might be hiring some people to support you in whatever it is that you do. Maybe you've been doing a lot yourself, kind of going back to, you know, overworking yourself and not having enough time to restore and recoup. This 6th house eclipse can kind of show you like, actually, you do need to restore and rest and recoup. And now you are going to make those changes necessary. So this is really like, this is like a mental eclipse, but also bleeding over into the physical. So you're going to be changing some things in your physical in order to satisfy your mental. So I'm going to use, this is a different Black Moon Lilith deck, actually. I can't remember the name. It's the Black Moon Astrology cards. It's not a Lilith deck. There's only one Lilith card in it, but check it out. It's the Black Moon Astrology deck. So let's pull here. So we've got water. We've got sensing. And you are a fire sign. Maybe you have some water in your chart, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But this is a card about our emotional health, our emotional body, our feelings. And sometimes as fire signs, you guys can not ignore that part of your life, but you can really burn and kind of energize and kind of forget that also we've got to take care of our emotional body as well too. So that is coming up for me. I actually want to tap into the Rider-Waite. All right, got a few things come out. Okay. So first we've got the Devil card. So again, this is like mental bondage. This is like just old thought patterns, like thought patterns like, oh, I'm not worthy. Oh, I'll never get this. Oh, I'll never do this. Oh, this isn't going to happen for me. Oh, that, you know, it's like just that negative self-talk that can then keep us trapped in certain realities that we do not want. It's the Devil card. And this can also be habits. This can be health habits. This can be addictions, things in our physical realm that are really keeping us trapped. But we've got the 8 of Cups. You are walking away from that. You are walking away. So it's like, this is just not serving you anymore. And it's now time to leave that with strength, really with empowerment, and like kind of grabbing that lion, that the beast within that may have been keeping you in certain situations, and leaving those old patterns and those old thought patterns and ways that you've been keeping yourself in those situations. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Star. So again, this is a breakthrough opportunity also as a result of really grabbing, I want to say grabbing the bull by the horns, even though this is a lion, but really grabbing the bull by the horns with those areas of your life and really making a change. So this next 6 months, it's like about opportunity for you. But first, now you've got to kind of clear those subconscious roadblocks that may have been keeping you from those things. All right. Let's organize these decks here. Okay. All right, Capricorn. So, Capricorn, this is all about change in your friendships and your network and who you surround yourself with. A lot of you Capricorns, since November 2021, you may have been cleaning house. And I know a plethora of Capricorns. I'm a Scorpio, so love me some Capricorn. And on top of being one of the best work ethic in the Zodiac, you all also are very no bullshit when it comes to who you surround yourself with. Capricorn rising, sun, and moon. You're very serious about this. And so I think this eclipse cycle really showed you that friends are not only there, but they are also a reflection of you. And so you really change that area of life for yourself. So that is going to be continuation of that and a resolution of that for the next 6 months. So you can have some new connections that are brought in, or new creative pursuits, new collaboration opportunities, new social circles, a new tribe. Join the text tribe. But this is a time to evolve. And the 11th house is not only about our network and our friendships, but it's also about the rewards from working really hard at something. So Capricorns, y'all work hard, and you may have really been putting the work in something, and now this is a nice season of rewards. All right, Cap. So I'm let's do Rider-Waite. I love this deck. It's a classic. Rider-Waite Smith. Excuse me. Rider-Waite Smith. Ooh. I'm going to pop these back in. Shuffle these really good. That'd be funny if they come out again, though, because that means it was meant to be. All right. So we've got the Queen of Wands. So some of you there may have been more of like feminine people, energies that you kind of may have stood up to and changed and maybe shifted in your group, in your network. But also this is a card of leadership, divine feminine leadership. So some of you might be really elevating yourself. Whether it's like a promotion, it's like you're receiving rewards right now for that leadership. But clearing out people who don't value you. Ooh. So we've got the Lovers, and we've got the Emperor. So the Lovers, it can indicate relationships, but this is also collaboration, the duality within that. And the Emperor is a card of leadership. So Capricorn, some of you may have we've got the 10 of Wands here. Some of you may have quite literally been really working hard, putting in the work. And maybe some people you've been working with or collaborating with or associated with weren't doing that either, not pulling their own weight. And so that may have been a big root of why you really cleansed out your network and the people around you. And it's not fun to be a boss and to be a leader and you're not really receiving the support you need, but that's changing. So we got the 6 of Cups. That's changing. And I think a lot of you, may have been frustrated over the past couple of years, but that's changing. And now it's like someone is going to come and really give you that support that you need. So whether that's friendship or these are your peers in your professional life and what you do, now you're going to come along and get the support that you truly need. All right, Aquarius. So Aquarius, this eclipse is about the home for you, your home, also your career. These two things may be linked. So some of you may be moving for your career or for your professional life and what you do. Some of you may have some significant changes to your family dynamic. Certain members of your family may require attention. And this is a time of elevation. So there may be some opportunities from the past in your professional life that come back over the next 6 months and really elevate you. And it's really about finding the balance between these two areas of life. It's like the 4th house and the 10th house. We need to manage both of these things because sometimes one can dominate the other. So I think that's going to be a big theme for you, is really balancing those areas of life, but also really enjoying receiving that level up after putting in a lot of work and really changing what your home base looks like, what your home sanctuary looks like, and really tending to some family matters over the next 6 months. So let's do the Black Moon Lilith. Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. All right. So we pulled Mars for you. Some of you I pulled this for Scorpio as well. You might have some Scorpio in your chart, but this is pointing to drive. So after a period of stagnancy, it's like you're gaining the drive and the energy and the passion. This is in your career house, Mars, as well. So I think a lot of you, now you're really like, it's time to put in the work. It's time to put in that effort. You've got Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius. So this is a card of self-liberation. Some of you may have been in maybe a oppressive career situation and didn't feel like you could be yourself, didn't feel like you could truly express yourself and learn and grow. And you're going to really feel driven to get away from that. Oh my gosh. Aside from Sagittarius, Aquarius is the other zodiac sign that needs freedom. Very, very detached, needs freedom, you need to be able to march to the beat of your own drummer. It's just not, it's not fun when you feel controlled. And now that I'm thinking about it, so Britney Spears, she just came out with the book with The Woman in Me, and I'm definitely going to buy it. But Black Moon Lilith is Sagittarius. That's what she has natally. And she's a Sag sun, but she has an Aquarius moon, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not fun not having freedom, especially when you're the talent and you're the breadwinner and you're bringing everything to the table and people are just taking. So, and this could also have to do, okay, Aquarius. We got the Lilith card. Dark Divine Mother of Creation. The powerful card to get. So kind of, yes. I love how I'm talking about Britney Spears. Maybe some of you Aquarians, what I'm saying, it's like resonating. It may not be completely like Britney, but you're really liberating yourself. Lilith liberated herself, even though she was punished for it and demonized from an oppressive situation, from straight up patriarchy. And yeah, she was demonized for it, but the lesson in her story is sovereignty overall. And that is a big value of Aquarian energy. So a lot of you are really ripping off the chains and ripping off other people's projections and the way that they've been keeping you trapped. 5 times Sag here. So y'all need freedom as well. You all need freedom as well. Sag and Aquarius. So this is a big time of liberation for you, Aquarius. And other than Leo, you also are the other zodiac sign that this lunar eclipse is going to heavily affect. So that's the tea for you. So Pisces, last but not least. So this week is all about, well, not just this week, but this new eclipse cycle, well, this finishing out of the Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle over the next 6 months. It's about your knowledge and expansion through the gaining of wisdom, teaching, becoming a guru. So some of you Pisces might quite literally be delving more into your spiritual practice. Maybe you might start doing something like I'm doing and doing tarot or sharing your knowledge spiritually online, teaching other people, hosting some courses. This is what the reason why is because you have 9th house Scorpio. And some of you may be traveling for it, or you might quite literally be going out and expanding your horizons, being open-minded and receptive to people, new places, new cultures, new things. And that in turn transforms you. So you may be going on some sort of retreat that can also be very transformative for you. And the 3rd house is also involved in this eclipse with you as well. And this is the house of writing. This is local travel, communication. So some of you may also gain some opportunities to really share your voice, right? Share your wisdom. This is also the area of documents. So some of you may have some positive communication come in with a document or something transformative that can really elevate you financially and kind of give you more fulfillment when it comes to your spirituality, sharing your wisdom and your knowledge, Pisces. Pisces is an extremely spiritual sign. It's all about that. And I think some of you may be really like tapping more to your intuition as well during the 6-month period. Maybe you've also done that since 2021. You may have really changed your path towards something more in alignment with that. I'm going to use the Black Moon Lilith. Oh no, look, he's away. Oh, yeah, okay. We're almost done. I gotta hide my hair sometimes because he like, here we go. Because he like plays with it. All right. Whoop. Oh my God, let's get Pisces done, buddy. Okay. You're right. I'm like, he's like, we gotta go. I gotta go. All right. One more card. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you chose that one. Oh, we got Mercury again. This is about writing, communication. So quite literally, Pisces, some of you may be writing, sharing your story, sharing your wisdom, writing an article that reaches thousands of people, becoming a teacher, and really sharing your wisdom and transforming other people through that knowledge. So there we go. It's in the cards as well. All right, we've got, I can't sometimes, it's so like spiritual magic, sublimation. This is an extremely spiritual card. This is a very Piscean vibe, but some of you may be, tapping more into your spiritual gifts, your spiritual essence, and transforming through that. Becoming a spiritual teacher, being more public with what you do spiritually. And we've got Saturn right now. Interesting, because Saturn is in Pisces right now. So we've got age, reality, and discipline. Saturn is in your sign. And so this has been a time of really discipline, gaining wisdom through experience, through lessons, through restriction, through age. This is a huge theme for you right now. And Saturn in Pisces is also about solidification of spirituality, but it's also lessons in spirituality. Like if you notice, since Saturn went into Pisces, we've just had so much war going on in the realm of religion and in the name of religion, right? So I think a lot of you have really learned some spiritual lessons since this transit. Forgive me if I am wrong. I'm running on no sleep thanks to this lovely baby down here. But Saturn went into Pisces. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just find the actual date for you guys. I want to say it was March 2022, but I'm not. It's not registering right now. Okay. It was March 7th, 2023. So a year off. But since March 7th, 2023, you've had Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn's about a couple years. So lessons in spirituality and transforming yourself through those lessons. Big theme for you, Pisces. All right, everyone. We've come to the end of the live stream, and Freddie definitely wants me to get off because Freddie needs attention. So, all right, y'all. I'm pretty sure I will be back at my regular time on Mondays at 8 p.m. to do the live stream, and we'll just chat about all the important events coming up for the week. And I will see you all on the next live stream. Bye. Say bye, Freddie. Aw. Say bye. Bye, everyone. Yeah. Yay. Yes, he's the astrology dog. He's the Lilith dog. He's such a baby, right? I know. All right, guys. I'll see you all next week. Bye.